Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile. Not technically a casual mapping part of the series. It's a one-off video that I'm still going to stick in the casual mapping thing, but after grinding through the campaign with my Righteous Fire Chieftain, which is an amazing build, and I love it. I decided I did want to give that Lacerate Gladiator a try, and I think I might be having about as much fun with this as I did with the Righteous Fire Chieftain. So I wanted to do a video. I wanted to switch up my plans and just kind of spend this video showing you guys how much fun this build is, even this early in the game. I'm currently in Act 6, and all of the guides that take you through the Lacerate Gladiator that I've been able to find in the major sites all have you doing Sunder all the way basically up to maps and until you hit the Merc Lab, and then you switch over to the Lacerate. But I don't like going through the campaign and then having to completely switch up my strategy and all of that stuff late in the game. So I wanted to figure out, or I wanted to go ahead and go through it with Lacerate as soon as I was able to get it, and I've basically been doing Lacerate the entire time. It was a little slow at first in the first couple of acts, but you kind of make up for that with the just shield charging everywhere, because you're able to run a lot faster, just spamming shield charge all over the place. And then by the time I got into, I think, Act 3, I really started getting some damage boosts with the bleeds and everything, and a bunch of gear and stuff that I picked up along the way has really helped me. Lots of regen, lots of things like that have just made my survivability very, very strong. So I just wanted to do a little bit of gameplay with the Lacerate Bleed, just kind of show you guys, even this early, I've been doing this, I think Act 4 is when I really started being able to just kind of spam through all of this stuff. The shield charge, because of the passive skills that we take, end up having a very high chance for bleed. Let me see here. Let me see if I can look for that. Like I have an 85% chance of inflicting bleed because of just the various passive skills that I've taken on the tree. We'll look at the passive tree here in a minute. I have modified it for my personal purposes because since I'm not doing the two-hand Sunder part, a lot of the nodes didn't apply as far as going through the leveling process went. So, but as you can see, I mean, I'm spamming these guys, they blow up, and I'm just able to run by. And this is only Act 6. I'm halfway through the campaign, and I'm basically doing it like I'm going to be doing later when I start mapping, just running through groups of mobs and just like grabbing as many experience points. And then I hit blue. Then I hit blue guys like this. I stop for a second. I already have the first ascendancy, which makes the corpses explode, which does a crap ton of damage. So it's really nice. This is a really nice, fun build. It's at least as satisfying as the Righteous Fire Chieftain build, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe more? I don't know. It's extremely mobile. It's extremely tanky. The massive amount of regen that I've been able to put on the character has just made it so that I'm able to just, for the most part, stand in front of just whatever I want to stand in front of and just keep going. So, I don't have a script or anything to kind of talk about exactly what I want to talk about. I mostly just wanted to, I'm having fun with it. I'm not ready to stop playing it, so I figured, since I need to make some videos right now, I would just take a break from the Chieftain and showcase the Gladiator here. Let's get upstairs. But I mean, like, rarely, other than the Righteous Fire Chieftain, I personally have never had another build where I'm able to just run through groups of monsters and just have them explode like this. So this is really fun. And then of course we have the Lacerate, which has a bunch of different things attached to it. So let's go through this real quick, since I need to level up anyway. The passive tree for this, I've kind of modified it a little bit. It originally had me going up through this two-handed melee part, but since I didn't want to do Sunder and I didn't want to do a two-handed build, I just adjusted it and came down this way instead. There were some other two-handed melee parts that we were supposed to go to. You're supposed to come over here and get this axe specialization, but I've been avoiding going into any kind of specific weapon related anythings because I didn't want to be stuck with an axe, and I preferably want to figure out a way to do sword and shield rather than axe and shield. But unfortunately, the problem is that this node over here that gives me 20% chance to gain onslaught and axe speeds and increases damage with the ailments and stuff. I don't think there's a sword equivalent to that, and if there is, I don't know that it's easily reachable. Yeah, mostly it's just focusing on getting elemental resistances. There's a lot of places where you're just trying to get increase your chance to bleed, increase the damage of your bleed, increase the speed at which that damage is done, things like that. I'm currently working my way down through this life tree, and then ultimately I'm trying to get over here to this one, Blood Magic, where I don't have to worry about mana anymore. Everything just comes out of my life pool. So this is mostly the one that comes over from the PoE vault, Lacerate Gladiator, and it's a kind of a testament to to the quality of the build that you're able to run all of this so early, and it's as effective as it is as early in the game as it is. Because I've basically been storming through this stuff since Act 4 like this. This is just the way it's been going. Oh, hold on. Let's and then as far as gear goes, the gem combinations that I've been using are, we have shield charge with life tap until I'm able to swap it out. I'm going to keep it on life tap until I get that passive skill that removes all mana, and then it wants you to go with maim. But other than that, it's culling strike so that they die faster, and then faster attacks so that you can spam it faster. And then for lacerate, we have melee physical damage, brutality. This basically just increases damage. This also increases damage, makes it physical damage. No more elemental or chaos damage. And then volatility basically just kind of opens the gap of potential damage there. And then we got Blood and Sand, Stone Golem, Enduring Cry linked with Urgent Order, which makes that go faster. And then we have some activate, cast when damage taken. We have Molten Shell and Cold Snap. I'm supposed to add Purifying Flame here. I think it's called Purifying Flame. Yeah, Purifying Flame here. But until I get a 4-link that has 2 reds and 2 blues, I'm going to have to wait until I get that as an option. So, yeah, that's kind of the setup I have so far. I'm moving through this. I may actually be moving faster than I was with Righteous Fire, which is kind of weird. I feel like I'm moving through the content maybe a little bit faster.
I can't do this just yet.
And then just the corpse explosions is just making it it's making it really nice. All of a sudden, most of the monsters just kind of disappear. Come on, die. All right, there we go. So yeah, not really too. I'm gonna take those on the off chance that I can. The problem is that because it's armor only, it's gonna really heavily favor reds. So the chances of me getting 2 blues are very super small. And while I could use a crafting bench, I never have the number of chromatic orbs that I need to make that work. Why is my Blood and Sand off? I didn't need to pick that up. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this. Get all these guys to die. Fortunately, you know, the fact that this is a bleed-based build is that it makes it so that even if things don't die immediately, if you have to shift your focus to something else, the bleed will continue going. So you won't necessarily. Sometimes they end up dying anyway because they just bleed to death. So that's always a nice thing. And I'm a big fan of these builds that have shield charge in it because you can basically just, you know, fling yourself across the map. So it allows you to move through the content very quickly. Let's go over. We're not going to need this, but I want to have it over here anyway. We'll try going to the right. During my last stream, going to the right did not serve me, but a lot of times it works. But again, here we go again. It's not It's not working the way I think it should. I'm consistently able to stay about 2 levels under whatever zone I'm in, 2 to 3 levels under whatever zone I'm in, and it's not really much of a problem. Let's see, what level am I now? We're currently working on level 50, and I am 49. So yeah, 1 to 2 levels, I'm hovering around in that. And it's mostly just because of the regen. I have a lot of regen, and we're not having to maintain Righteous Fire, so you know, I don't have as much regen as I typically do when I'm running a Righteous Fire build, but we're also not having to mitigate that damage either, so it helps. So again, this is not my build. I'm not like trying to take credit for it. I don't even really know what I'm talking about other than it's just a lot of fun to run around the map and do this. You're basically doing mapping style gameplay in the campaign. If I can, all right, there we go. Sometimes it's really frustrating when it does that. So where am I supposed to go? Did they change the? They did. So now all of a sudden, you're consistently going to the left instead of to the right. Every time I did the campaign before, I had to go to the right on that map.
A man like you would never disappoint a lady in need. You're a gift, don't you see? A sumptuous feast for His Majesty on his wedding day. Really, we are both so touched by your generosity.
Blood and Sands isn't technically part of the... loadout that I'm supposed to be using, but, oh, ow. That's actually hurting. There we go. All right. Ow. Okay. Really looking forward to getting really looking forward to getting to where I don't have to worry about mana anymore. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 more levels before I can do that. I'm mostly just trying to inflict as much bleed as I can and get, like, my Lacerate and my shield charge pretty much do the same thing, but the shield charge allows me to move around, so it makes it so that maybe I don't take quite as much damage because I'm not standing still and letting things hit me. It gives me a chance for my regen to bring some health back.
Can't do this just yet.
Just die already. There he goes. All right, cool.
Born of ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire. And
I'm sorry, Lady Nessa.
how did you? Hold on.
All right, and that's the end of that. So, yeah, this is just a short little video because I'm excited about the build. So I have 2 builds right now that I'm pretty excited about. This Lacerate Bleed, that's pretty insane, to be honest, and then the Righteous Fire Chieftain that I have, and they're both basically the same. They're both basically the same build. It's just one's based off of a spell-based thing, and the other one's based off of this melee setup here. So you basically, it's the same thing. You dash around the map, running through mobs, and the abilities that you have, you know, do some kind of damage over time, explodes some corpses, you know, And then when you need to stop and burn down a boss, you have a secondary ability that you slam on the boss that, you know, helps out with that. Two different approaches to basically do the same technique, and I really like it. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of this Lacerate Gladiator. I'm a very big fan of the fact that I took a risk and went a different route with it, because, like I said, you know, I basically just avoided all of the specific weapon stuff, and then everything else I went ahead and took it. And that's just I'm just going to keep doing that until I get to the point where it becomes obvious that I absolutely have to start, you know, maybe going straight for this axe, because the recommended gear for this build has Jack the Axe as your primary weapon. Because it grants 20 thirst for blood, gives increased physical damage, has a chance it adds a 25% chance to cause bleeding, which doesn't really matter. But I think it's the damage over time multiplier for bleeding that they really want you to add for that. So they have a couple of specific uniques that they would like you to get for it. I may or may not go for that. It depends on whether I feel like I end up needing it or not. For now, I just need to continue leveling up and getting over here to this guy, the blood magic over here. That way, everything's just based off of life. I don't need any more mana potions, and I can start focusing just on, you know, utility potions instead. And then after that, I don't even know what's after that. Let me get back over here to my skill tree. Yeah, and then after that, we just have we have a few. What am I looking for here? We got some more. Yeah, it's more just like increasing resistances in life and things like that. So yeah, that's it. A little bit of a short video today because I just wanted to showcase this real quick, but hopefully you found it entertaining and interesting. Be sure to click that like button if you did, so that the YouTube algorithm will know and send the video out to as many people as possible. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so now. We are trying to make that push towards the next milestone of 10,000 subscribers. It would be really cool if we could make that happen. Channel members get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click the join button, check out the list of options available there, decide if any of those are right for you. If not, you can always leave YouTube's version of a tip if you would still like to support the channel with that thanks button. Direct contributions are greatly appreciated and a critical component to helping to turn this channel into a full-time gig, which is the dream. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this showcase of the Lacerate Gladiator. Be sure to come back for the next episode of Casual Mapping, where we may or may not return to the Fire Chieftain. We may swap back and forth between them. And I'll see you then.